find inspiration today with this call. We raise a lot of funds to do the good work we want to do, we were doing. Um, I just want to take a minute and just share a little bit. I know last couple of months, especially in India, it's been very difficult period for a lot of us, losing family members, friends, family, going through difficult times. But I think today's call is more about finding hope, love, inspiration, compassion, which is what GD is all about, and hence the call is called Miracles of Love today. We want to share stories of such inspiring things we have come across in the last couple of months. About the work we've been doing, GD started its Seva for oxygen and medical supplies for COVID relief in India 2 months back. We raised almost, I think, around more than 250,000 pounds, and we've done a lot of work. I am not going to get into the details, but I'm just going to quickly share some numbers so that we know. So currently, GD is helping people across 10 cities. We have already distributed more than 520 oxygen cylinders and flow meters. Also distributed more than 72 concentrators, medically supported more than 100 people. I think one of the most beautiful things which we've just recently also been able to do is given full education sponsorship for orphans who've lost their parents of because of COVID, or the things which has happened, of around 30 children. Directly, we have actually touched lives of more than 28,000 people in India in the last 2 months, and that's all because of your help, our volunteers, our team, and everybody who's been supporting us. So thank you so much. Today, I think it's more about, as I said, sharing stories of hope. Hemal, I don't think I need to introduce you anymore. I think everybody knows Hemal started GD with one mission, and I think it's just been growing. And Hemal, I would just want you to share a few words before we take off the call and get people to speak. Thank you.
Thanks, Sonal. Thank you for introducing us and for that update, and for staying up late in India. I know it's getting late for everybody there, and appreciate everybody who's joining this call. Look, Go Dharmic is basically a simple organization. It's that, our highest duty, our highest dharma, our highest religion is to help others and to serve other people. And it's been heartbreaking for everybody to see what's been going on in India, people abroad and also people in India. So what else can we do apart from try to help a few people along the way? And every one person is a universe in and of themselves. And this is not far away. This is people that we know. It's relatives, it's friends, it's people that we worked with. And today the whole idea was miracles of love. Last year, this same week, my dear friend Sanjay, who's a school friend, we grew up together, and this same week last year we did a fundraiser with the Mother Miracle Group, and in just an hour we raised really good money that made a big difference for people who are suffering due to the first wave of the pandemic. Now here in India, while we have this situation, it just so happens that in the same week we have this fundraiser today, and it's all by chance that we're doing that, and we called it Miracles of Love. So it really does do the same thing. And what we wanted to share was personal stories of people today, of how this pandemic and crisis has affected us as human beings. It's not just some picture that you share and you show an image of a poor person and like a charity call to donate, and you're detached from it, or you don't know that person, or you're not associated. Here is something different. So I think we should get straight into it, because more than what we can say, it's about the lives who have been affected, the families that have been altered, and many have lost loved ones. It's been a very painful time actually to hear a lot of the stories, but we want to concentrate on the positive things. We want to concentrate on hope. We want to concentrate on love, and we want to do more. So with everybody's help, thank you to everybody who's been supporting so far. Please make this a successful fundraising call, and let's hear some nice stories.
Thanks, Hemal. Yeah, just to continue from that, we're going to start with the stories. I think I'm just going to add that this is our way to bring hope out of, the chaos, the conflict. So first, I would like to have Nidhi Dabar, who is joining us from Hong Kong. Hi, Nidhi.
Hi.
How
Hi,
are you
Sonal.
doing?
Hi, Hemu. I'm good. I'm
Thanks
okay.
for joining. Thanks for
Thank
joining.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I think this is just the least that I can do what you guys helped me during the crisis. When my father's oxygen was dipping and there was no way to look, my brother was alone in Delhi and I really wanted to help him. And one of the friends shared GoDharmic link. I downloaded the app and I posted the query. And within an hour's time, we got a call, and it was a good ray of hope. He went next day, he picked up the cylinder, you promised us another one, and it was a big ray of hope. Unfortunately, we lost my dad, but I really can't be more grateful to you people for what you did, and had us believe in that there are people out there looking for each other.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to hear that you lost your father.
Yeah,
It must have been hard for you, like being in Hong Kong and being far away. I can't
crazy,
imagine what it
crazy.
was like. Was it your brother who had to go and help at the
Yes,
time?
yes. So thankfully, my brother was there. He was all through there with my father when he was hospitalized. But good thing is that now my brother is okay, all fine back, and we have donated that cylinder to someone in need. So I'm happy that it's paid forward. Yeah, but it's difficult time. We are still coping. It's yeah, but I'm sure wherever he is, he's at peace. Yeah.
I really pray that, and thank you so much for passing that forward as well, because that
Yeah.
is what this is all about. That
Yes.
we just try one person at a time to pass that on. If like, because there's somebody else out there that when that SOS request comes,
Yes.
somebody needs to volunteer, and this is all voluntary driven. Like everything here, all the
I
people
Yeah.
who are involved with GD are volunteers, and unfortunately, I'm really sad to hear about your father. Some people, what little we can do, we've tried to do.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I
So
think
did he
whatever we
make
can
it
do
to
to save one
hospital?
more life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nidhi. I really appreciate you sharing that.
Thank
I
you
don't know
so much.
what time it is in Hong Kong, but
It's
really
it's
appreciate it.
it's now half past midnight. Yeah.
Well, I hope you keep GD closely in your heart
Thank
going
you.
forward,
Thank
and
you.
help us to help more people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Nidhi. Now, can I have Ramanjeet, who comes from Tower Research? I would also take the opportunity to thank Tower Research, who've been one of our biggest supporters, our donors in the past couple of months, helping us to help a lot of people. So, Ramanjeet,
Hi, Ramanjeet. How are you?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm good.
Your video
So
has just gone off, Ramanjeet. I could see you a minute ago. Was that intentional, or can you get
no,
it back on?
actually, I'm not able to click it's the start video, but button has been disabled for me right now. So
Stani, is there? Can you help with that?
yeah, I have clicked start my video.
Okay,
So
great.
okay, so
Um, well, Stani's here. He's the technical guy. If he can fix it, then he will. But otherwise, we can carry on. Unfortunately, I don't have a clue how to click a button and do anything. But would love to hear about what happened with you, and how difficult has it been? Are you in Delhi?
yeah, I am in Delhi. Actually, I got in touch with GoDharmic because of Tower Research, a company with which they have collaborated. So actually, my aunt's oxygen level was dipping, and I needed it desperately. And I was looking for oxygen cylinders, and that was the week when there was a very there was shortage of oxygen cylinders everywhere. So we had no hope. We were trying everywhere, So my friend who is an employee of Tower Research, he got in touch with me and he helped me get in touch with these guys. And when I contacted them, I just mailed them my aunt's details and her address, and within an hour my the oxygen cylinder reached her house. And thankfully, because of that, we were able to she has now recovered from COVID. And I'm actually thankful to I'm very thankful to to both Dharmic guys, because of whom I was able to save. At least I was able to help a bit. And after that, we have donated we donated the oxygen cylinders to someone else who needed it. So that is it is a very small step that I just took because of you guys. So
I
that's it.
really appreciate. Do you know who you spoke to, or how did you get in touch?
Sorry.
Who did you speak to? How did you reach out to the volunteers? Where did you connect?
So actually, my friend works with Tower Research, so he
Right,
connect.
yeah. He arranged it.
So
Okay,
he,
great. Yeah.
yeah, so he helped in me in getting in touch with with Dharmic guys. So I was in touch with
Right,
Sakshi. She's a
sure.
volunteer, and
Yeah, Sakshi's been amazing. We're going to hear from her in a little while. One thing I just wanted to ask Ramanjeet, what was it like for you? This has been a really chaotic time for everyone, especially around Delhi. What was that like for you? Like, what were you feeling and going through?
actually, I during this time, I lost my mother 10 days ago because of COVID. And at that time, I was not able to arrange any oxygen cylinder. I had no idea about Godharmik app at that time. And after a week, my aunt's oxygen level also started dipping. So I just thank God, and I just that I got in touch with these guys. So at least I was at least able to save my aunt, because I couldn't do anything for my mother. So that was a very it was just a kind of relief that at least some I'm as my family member another family member did not get affected because of that.
I'm so sorry to hear about your mother. And so everybody, it seems like everybody I speak to has lost somebody close to them during this last few weeks. And even, we have um, a dear friend and a member of our team who's currently on a ventilator and has been in hospital for many weeks now, and in a really critical situation. And he's a part of our team. We see him in the office all the time. We're all very, upset and sad. And it's just like, whatever we can do to help one more person. I'm so glad that, your aunt has recovered, and that's a positive sign. And that's exactly what we wanted to hear about today. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramanjeet. Take care.
Same to you.
Thank you, Ramanjeet. Um, can I invite Jugnu, please, to join and share the story? I think Jugnu is also from Delhi.
Yes, hi, Sonal, hi everyone.
Hi, hi Jugnu.
Yeah, so I think in my case, I contracted COVID myself sometime beginning of April, and unfortunately, I passed it to all my family, my 10-year-old son, my wife, my mother, our helper. Everybody got COVID. In fact, 2 days after I was infected, my mother and helper were tested negative. We moved them to an Airbnb, and 2-3 days down the line they also started showing symptoms. So we tried really hard to save everyone. That's how difficult this variant has been. Despite precautions, despite trying to move away from your loved ones, quarantine yourself, it has been spreading and spreading that fast. Around 15th of April, 20th of April is one when there was a massive chaos in the NCR region. The cases had peaked. The hospitals were completely overflowing. I myself going to testing, I could see people crying. These are well-to-do people, right? Sitting, waiting outside hospitals, trying to get a bed, trying to get admissions. People were getting oxygen outside, drips, outside the hospital, outside the emergency ward, waiting for their turn to hopefully get a bed. It was really chaotic, and that's when I was wondering what will happen to us. My mother's oxygen started dropping. I sort of made a couple of phone calls. I got Sakshi's number. She was extremely helpful, extremely helpful. She answered the call. helped me sort of, settle down, assured help. Within like a couple of hours, I got the cylinder from a place very close to my place. It was all very seamless. It was all very helpful. We were like begging for things, right? I'm not really exaggerating. Everybody was,
Right.
irrespective of the socioeconomic class. Everybody was. But
I think
here,
that's
I
one
think
thing,
it's
Jugnu, which I've noticed about this time is that we are all equal against this thing.
yes,
Like we've had CEOs of top US companies, literally desperate to get a cylinder or oxygen to help their loved ones. Equally, the poorest people who haven't got
right.
access to anything. So everybody's been leveled in this
Yes.
situation.
It's this virus doesn't see difference. No, there's no differentiation as far as this virus is concerned. So I was telling Sakshi was very, very helpful. I got the cylinder. Couple of days we didn't need it. So for the first night, my mother's with pronation improved, but next day we needed it. We used it. We are very able to stabilize. Thankfully, listening to so many people who have lost their loved ones here on this call, we feel extremely lucky. We dodged the bullet. All of us are safe and well, recovering. No, great thanks to Godhamik and Sakshi. I actually got inspired, took 2 weeks off after getting well towards the end of last week of April, first week of May, did some volunteering, set up a two-day, two-bed oxygen facility in our complex. Sakshi helped us again, gave us 6 more cylinders
Wow.
for helping for this facility, which I think in the initial couple of days, we treated 6 or 7 people, and it's inspired a lot of people around us. I think Sakshi was not very happy. I'm not saying it in the right way. I spread her number far and wide. At least 100 people would have got the numbers from me. And she was saying, Jugnu, a lot of people are calling you. Why don't you coordinate on behalf of them and tell me how much you need? So I think it's been fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. I would like to contribute to this cause. I would like to spread the word as well. And I have done that. I hope some of the contributions have come in. But please leverage me. Please use me. I'm very happy to help.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Jugnu, what you mentioned there is so important that, it's not only about money. Like, in 10 years of Go Dharmic, money has been just a small part of this whole organization. It's about people like Sakshi who are willing to give their time. They're not just sitting watching the news at home and, saying how bad is it in India or, this situation, sweating from morning to night to try and find a hospital bed for someone or to locate a cylinder for someone or to save a life, literally, and that can be done really from anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be that you have to be on site. So, God bless Sakshi and everybody else that's been helping. And so glad to hear that your parents recovered.
Yeah, thank you very much. One more thing about Sakshi, I would spread her number. She would get calls and then people will come back to me, hey, she's not answering. And I said, just hold on, drop her a message. She's getting so many calls, she'll call back. And then I would get in 2 hours time, I'll get a message back. Yes, she called and we are figuring things out. So she's not been only receiving calls, but she's also been responding to messages, making sure that she gets back to people. Absolutely fantastic. If it was in my power, I would hire Sakshi from a company any day now.
Do not poach Sakshi and do not poach anybody from Go Dharmic. You're not allowed. Stani, please delete that part from the live stream. I 100% agree with you. We got an amazing team. Really, really blessed to have those people who were working. And nobody's on a 9 to 5 here. Everybody is from 5 to 9, working like morning to late night, around the clock, and so many of them. So many of them. So that's the spirit we want to grow. We hope you'll join us and make it contagious, that we can spread it to different places and help. And it's not just about during disasters, it's about times when the cameras are not on, when there's soft suffering that people don't talk about, that we want to grow this into. So hope you can stay with us for a long time. Thanks, Jugnu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jugnu. That was really heartening to hear. Can I now have Siddhant Jain to share his story with us?
Hi guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hi, great. Hi, Siddhant.
Hi. Look, I think I'll echo what everyone has said so far. It was a chaotic time. My brother-in-law, their entire family were COVID positive. Uh, his mother's oxygen started dipping. We somehow got Sakshi's numbers through, via. But as soon as we've contacted her, she managed to tell us that we can collect a cylinder in say 2 hours time. I was on my way. I got things as soon as she said, um, and we were able to use it. And I think we were able to use it for not for his mother who actually got hospitalized right on, but for my brother-in-law himself until the time we found a hospital for him. Look, I think honestly, it was a great experience. I think being able to find something at the time of need and with enough empathy. I mean, a week later, there's a protocol to return the cylinder, right? I wasn't able to because the situation was still critical, and they were all okay about it. I mean, I remember Sakshi's word that she would like to even help more, but the consignment is held up somewhere in Chandigarh. That's why she just couldn't, and she let me know if anything happened. So I mean, it's those words really which matters. My brother-in-law is still in hospital, but I keep remembering those dates, third, second, third, 4th May, when it was so critical, no hospitals, no hospital bed, etc., etc. But I mean, we got that cylinder, we made it refill once, twice, thrice, and I think that basically gave a huge boost for him to stay, to be okay until the time he got a bed. So I mean, huge
Amazing.
thanks to the team,
Uh,
and yeah, I mean,
So Siddhant,
it's really
what you've shared
yeah,
there was quite a difficult time, that around that 3rd and 4th of May time, where we just started immediately, right? Like we just went and started sourcing whatever we could and get it to people. And we just had to
yeah,
do that. We couldn't ask any questions because we knew that the need was there. And then we had these real difficulties around transportation.
agreed.
Moving stuff became incredibly difficult. Particular times of restrictions from state to state started coming in, where moving things became difficult. So unfortunately, there were some holdups with shipping and all of that. That this is just the nature of doing things in multi-state project. But I think over time things have improved now, around the Delhi area it seems, but and now it's about moving around to more rural places where we're trying to expand and do the work. So really, wish your brother-in-law well and hope he recovers well, and glad the team has been able to serve and support you guys.
No, I think it was great experience. Thank you, team.
Thanks, Siddhant.
Thank you, Siddhant. Guys, I think we've heard a few stories where how it's very important for us to have access to a lot of things, logistics, volunteers, time. So again, I'm gonna request everyone, please donate. We want to keep doing this. We want to keep helping people, and help us reach our target from this call. Now I would like to invite Mr. Jagmohan and Amit. They are from Ehsas NGO. Welcome, Mr. Jagmohan. I don't know if Amit is, I think is your son if he's joining, but I can see you on the call.
Yes. So thank you very much, Sonal.
Jagmohanji, your sound is a little bit low. Is there any way you could turn it up?
If I is it better?
Much better. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
How are
Thank
you?
you, Hemal. Thank you, Lord Hanuman, as we say, the Sankat Mochan.
Yeah.
So
You've
I
been
must,
a great light. I've been seeing SAS only for 2 weeks, and seeing the work that you've done, even as far as Tamil Nadu, right? That you brought the cylinders from
yes,
Tamil Nadu up to
yes,
Delhi. That's incredible.
right.
Like we got as far as Punjab, and we even brought from Gujarat to Delhi. But Tamil Nadu to Delhi is spectacular distance to cover.
Yes.
Tell us about that, please. What was
Yes.
that?
Yeah. Thank you, Hemal. And at the outset, I think I must profusely thank Godhamik and Hemal, the Hanuman, and Sakshi. Everyone is talking about Sakshi. She has been really wonderful support. So I thank you for all the commitment and support that you provided to SR's NGO during this epidemic, the pandemic, in fact. So as you talked about this, transporting the cylinders from Tamil Nadu to Delhi. But briefly, I will just mention that what SRs we're doing, because since there is a large audience, it's an opportunity for an NGO to what we do. So our core mission, Hemal, as we discussed earlier, is basically water conservation. And our NGO has been working for almost 13, 14 years now in this field. And we have developed a model which has been appreciated widely in Haryana, Rajasthan, Delhi, UP. And governments, state governments have written to SRs to install these rooftop rainwater harvesting systems in government schools, which we're doing in a big way. So SARS actually, during 2020 lockdown last year, we got our act together and we employed about 25 Tailor families, 20 to 25 Tailor families, because they are unemployed. They didn't have any opportunity for, their no salaries, no wages were there. So to make their two ends meet, so we got into action. We got them together and started making masks. So we made around 500,000 masks. When they were selling in 15 rupees in market and they were in short supply, we could reach out to a large number of people, including the police department, and we distributed in a big way. We also made, the sanitizer. We were one of the first NGOs. In fact, the one of the volunteers, he made sanitizers, and we distributed those sanitizers to public. Another, of course, initiative we took last year was to distribute rations to stranded families, basically the construction labor, and some isolated families whose lives were not touched by the government. So that we did last year. But this year, when we are just gearing up, Hemal, for to work in sync with the Government of India, Catch the Rain campaign. If you can see at the back, you see the Catch the Rain. That is the slogan the Prime Minister gave us on 22nd March. So we were gearing ourselves and roll it out, this program, so that more and more people are sensitized and we start conserving water. This second wave of COVID came. So again, which is more, it took everyone by surprise. It is in respect of the spread. It was more lethal, leaving little time for the administration, the medical fraternity, and everyone, the affected individuals, to respond to this lethal virus. So we thought the oxygen, that is the Vayu, because we are working with one of the core elements of life, that is water. So the Vayu became the second element. We thought that it is becoming war cry. Everyone was clamoring for oxygen. So we got our act together again. And as you said, we reached out to all the states, but finally zeroed in on one national oxygen company in Puducherry, which is Pondicherry, which is south of Chennai. And we got the cylinders, because cylinder was in short supply in Delhi that time in April, the last week of April. So we persuaded them to part with some cylinders. So the first consignment came to Delhi, and Indian Railways also lived up to their reputation. They modified a coach for us, and that coach arrived in Delhi with cylinders, and we could reach out those families in time. Second lot came on 7th, and then the third lot came on 9th. And it was really heartening. Our volunteers really worked day and night. As you were saying, it is late in India. It is actually not late, because this SR's office is very close to my house. And I got frantic calls in the night at about like 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and desperately looking for a cylinder, because the word went around that SR's is having a supply of cylinder, and they are reaching out to people. So I personally actually delivered cylinders to these people, the families. And let me tell you, this Godharmic support in providing the Uber service to SRs was phenomenal. And
so we were quite lucky to have that partnership. That although we want individual volunteers, somebody like Uber partnering with us to give us cars. And then immediately what we wanted to do is extend that to other NGOs and organizations like yourself. You know, similar, you've got this cause of capturing water, but at the same time, when something is going in a disaster mode, we have to just change everything we're doing. Like GD was already up to here before this crisis. We already had too many projects and, you know, more than we can manage, but we had to dedicate everybody's resources to this because this was a moment where you can literally save lives every second. We would get every second call was a life-saving opportunity or a, you know, difficult time. But I hope that, you know, this relationship with the SRs can continue long. I thank you for sharing, you know, with us what you guys do. And I think, you know, the water rain harvesting is something that we're keen to kind of look at for Godharmik in our schools that we have across the country as well. We have 80 government schools that we've helped develop. So perhaps that's something we can work on over time. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Hemal.
Thank you.
And you know, you can see the cylinder at the back. You know, we put that SAS label with the Catch the Rain campaign. So it was really appreciated in Delhi. He said, you know, you're providing oxygen and also this slogan. So it is appreciated by Niti Aayog. They called us for a meeting and we told our story and they were very happy about it. So we'd like to, yes, we'll be rolling out this Catch the Rain campaign very soon. The moment the COVID, this lockdown is lifted, we are ready to install lot many rainwater harvest structures in Haryana and Delhi now. So thank you, Hemal. Thank you for all the support. And Amit is
Thank
there.
you, Hemal. I'm Amit from SAS. I've been coordinating this COVID initiatives. I just have to briefly share a story with you. We had Godharmik's Uber support with us, and we had a call from a married daughter sitting 20 miles away from her parents. She reached us asking for support, and her parents were isolated. Nobody from that home or herself can come out of home for the cylinder, and we just informed her that SAS team volunteers will reach her and the cylinder will be delivered to her father's home. She couldn't believe it. She checked with us twice and we confirmed it. And when her father received the cylinder, they sent us the photographs with the cylinder in this. They were not well. They were smiling at that time when they got the cylinder, and they thanked, and we thank Godharmik for all the support we got. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Amit.
you.
Very sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jagmohan. Thank you, Amit. I think it's wonderful to hear these. You know, we're talking about such difficult times, but I think it's giving us so much of positivity, which is amazing. Can I now invite Aman, who has been volunteering with us? I think we've spoken a bit about Uber. I think he has been such an important part of this entire operations for us. So, hi, Aman.
Hi, Aman. How are you? Before
I'm
you
good.
speak, let me just say a little bit something. Aman, I think you are one of the true heroes of this whole COVID operation in India. I can't thank you enough for what you've been doing. For everyone on the call, we only met Aman like 3 weeks ago. And he's been such an integral part of everything that we've done in the India COVID relief effort. He runs his business, he has a family and everything to take care of. He's in the middle of Gurgaon and Delhi where it's all been happening. And he's committed every second towards helping people. Middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, being all of the cylinders. People have been speaking to Sakshi, but also people have been equally there with Aman in the Delhi and Gurgaon area where it's been incredible service. So before you say anything, Aman, I just wanted to, you know, put my hat down and say, you know, I'm in awe of what you've done this last 3 weeks. But how has it been experience for you, like, you know, everything that you've done?
So yeah, firstly, I would definitely like to thank you guys, like whole GD family and Hemal bhai and Deepinder bhai especially, because before this experience, I had no experience about charity. The only charity which I did was it was either via these campaigns, the online campaigns, such as donating the money to any of the cause, which I think which comes across. So how this feeling, how it started, it was around 18th or 20th of April when I got a call from someone who's very dear to me, that some of the person's relatives need a vial of remdesivir in some other city, and it almost took me 17 hours to arrange 3 vials of remdesivir through some sources or somewhere or anywhere. And in that particular moment, I realized that if it is this hard for me, because I'm being the person who at least know that where can I get the resources, where can from where can I arrange it. And I thought at that moment, I thought that how hard it must be to the people who are not fortunate enough to have have proper education or the right contacts to do this. And like after 2-3 days, I got a call from Kaushal Bhai that Aman, this is the thing which we are doing, and that moment, at that particular moment, I knew. I didn't even had to think that yes, मैं सोचूंगा या फिर कुछ करूंगा. I knew that I want to get involved into this thing. I want to help people by any which way. So yeah, we got our first batch of cylinders. It was just, I guess it were 20 or 30 cylinders, and they were just finished off in 2 days time or something like that. And uh, after a day or two, I got a call from someone. He said, "Ki, sir, I'm extremely thankful to you." And I just asked that why. So the exact words which he said, and it made a very deep impact on my heart. It was the कल आपने 3 लोगों की जान बचाई है, and वो 3 लोग मतलब उस चीज के लिए आई एम एक्सट्रीमली थैंकफुल टू यू. And in that moment I realized कि how hard it is for people out there. And since then we started the Uber project, which is extremely dear to me right now. Matlab, we have already covered more than 400 rides so far in the country, and we are ever expanding. And yeah, it has been a good journey, and I hope we do continue helping people like this.
Aman, I need you for the next 50 years, okay? You just stay close to me for next 50 years.
Definitely.
Lots of work to do. And seriously, if there's more people like
that
you,
goes vice versa. I need you guys. Matlab, there has been times when I have talked with Deependra Bhai in the middle of night, and there, because what we have been doing, and I'm very much sure that when I say this, I'm speaking on behalf of everyone, that there are times when we feel down, when we feel that what is happening around us and how is this going to solve, how is this going to end the suffering and everything, the wave. So Deependra Bhai has been of incredible help. The midnight conversations, matlab, he has kept me very calm throughout this. So definitely I need all of you guys. And yeah, extremely thankful for whole GD family.
Thanks, Aman. Thank you for everything you've done. Keep going.
Thanks, Aman. Can I have Pankaj? He's another volunteer who also goes with the name Yogi.
Yogi. So just
Yeah.
quickly before Yogi speaks, I just want to share a quick background so people understand who Yogi is and where he's come from. He was in Luton and he had black eyes and he was in a real difficult way financially and struggling. And one of the GD members, Urshna, called me and said, look, we want to do a fundraiser to help send him back to India. So now Yogi's been incredibly serving in Delhi now, you know, and helping and serving. So Yogi, are you there? Can we hear you? I think he might have dropped off the line. I can't see him. But I'll just share that quickly, just in a minute, that, you know, from a state where Urshna, Bhavesh, Sanjay, and others helped fundraise for him to come back to India. Everybody in Luton chipped in and got a pot together and helped him come back to India. And now during COVID, he was out there helping people in Delhi, delivering cylinders, delivering oxygen kits, and just doing amazing work. I was so impressed with Yogi, what he's been doing, even at the crematoriums, delivering food and packs to people who needed help. So that was Yogi's story. But Sona, we should move swiftly on.
Yeah. So I think now I'm going to invite somebody. I think a lot of people would love to see her. We've been hearing about her a lot. So yeah, Sakshi.
Hi, Sakshi.
Hi, Hani bhai.
So
Hi,
she's
Vimal.
our
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Sakshi, how, like there are some people that I just keep throwing work at and they just keep taking it. So I just keep throwing more and more. And you just seem to have an infinite capacity, like Akshaya Patra, to keep doing, like managing so much. How have you managed to stay calm and do so much good during this, like so much work during this pandemic period? What's
If
keeping you going?
if I'm being upfront, it's only because of you and Dipendra Bhai, because you guys are constantly telling me that Sakshi, you're doing a great job. Sakshi, you're doing a great job. Continue that. And other than that, like helping people has always been on my list, that I want to make a difference. I genuinely wanted to make a difference. And when I got an opportunity to do internship, so I thought, why to do an internship when I can volunteer somewhere? So that's how I got in touch with GD just 50 days back. And as soon as I joined, this COVID campaign came in, and I was a frontline worker by then.
You've done an incredible job and you've saved lives. The way that you've operated has directly saved lives. So I'm just so proud of what you've done in this period. And you know, anybody like would find that difficult. You know, anybody who's a normal 9 to 5 worker or just existing in that way, you've had to work round the clock because people are phoning you saying, my loved one is about to pass. And
Yeah.
the way that you've operated, like helping, you know, whether it's CEOs of organizations or whether it's the poorest people who are struggling, you've helped them all, and it's just amazing. So thankful to everything for everything you've done. Keep going strong.
Yeah, it has been very difficult though, because saying no to people is like literally difficult in this crucial hour. So when I used to sleep at 12:30 after wrapping up the work, and I used to wake up at 5, I used to get literally 20 to 25 calls by during that time. Like people were literally in so much of need of cylinders that they didn't even see time, and they used to call it midnight and something like that. And being not able to be there for everyone was a little bit tough, but overall, it genuinely makes me happy that it make a difference to some people.
No, absolutely. And I think that's all we can do, right? Like we can just keep
Yeah.
trying to grow what we're doing. And each person that you're helping perhaps can, you know, their heart can change. Like, you know, Aman mentioned that he wasn't volunteering previously. It's the first time he's volunteered that he's doing this today. So, you know, with each act and each place and each act of kindness, somebody else also kind of warms. And that's the highest dharma for us. So, you know, really thankful. Let's keep going.
And people, please, who are appreciating me, I really appreciate that. With actual hero are Aman and Yogi Bhai, who literally went on ground. I'm sitting here at home and coordinating stuff, but they are the people who are literally on ground helping people. So yeah.
Thanks, Sakshi.
Thanks, Akshi. I would also now call another volunteer, I think, who's been doing from lifting beds to, I think he's made our first, I don't know, Himal, is it our first COVID care place in India? So anyways, before I start talking, I think I'll just have Debabrata from our Kolkata team. Debabrata, are you online?
Yes.
Bhishma, where are you? I can't see you. Can you
Yes.
see him?
He's
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
he's
yes.
there.
Am I audible?
Oh, you're there. Now
Am
you're
I
there.
audible?
Thank you. Thank you. So I just want to give a quick look. We are going over time, guys. I'm sorry to everybody for that, but you know, I could speak 1 hour with each person that's coming on this line, such that, you know, the amazing people that they are and what they're doing. And Debabrata has been, you know, one of the great highlights of my last 1 year, you know, of anybody that I've come across. He told me that, you know, as a young boy, Debabrata, you told me this, I'm going to share it here with people, that, you know, his father is a milkman in India, in Calcutta, and, you know, he had a very difficult childhood from a very, you know, poor background, where even in school, when the other kids had food, he used to go outside and just drink water. So he wasn't able to even have enough for school meals. He used to have to deliver milk to people's houses just to cover the family's costs to get through. And today, this guy, if you know, guys, he can feed the whole of Calcutta. You know, that's the the energy. So beautiful. So Debabrata, I'm going to shut up, but you should say something about what's going on without crying or without saying anything. Just share a little bit about, what's been going on in Calcutta.
Thanks, Emil. It's my pleasure to be part of the GD family. In this current situation, really people need us. So basically, we'd already provided more than 200 beds and oxygen cylinder to the defined government rural hospital in West Bengal and also defined part of the Kolkata city. And apart from this, we're going to set up, and already I set up 2 GD COVID care center at Calcutta. One is Canning and another one is Midnapur. Apart from this, day after tomorrow, we're also going to set up on COVID care center that will be at Goshoba, very, very rural and interior part of the West Bengal, that entire part of the place covered by multiple rivers, network system. It is hard to reach that people. So in the year of 2020, we provide a lots of ration kit to the Amphan affected people. Everyone know the disaster about Amphan. So the people there called me initially, and they were told me that the condition of the current condition, no bed available in the hospital, and rural people, they are outside the hospital, they are outside the tree also, and they just cry. And we in current West Bengal, we provide more than from almost 500 patients. We save their lives. At least we provide their beds and also oxygen. And current now and going to more than 3 GD COVID care center in Bengal. We will serve more than 100 patients will be there, and 24 hours doctor and nurses will be there, and also GD volunteer feeding the patient, and they take care of all the volunteer also. So it really, and I'm really thankful to the Dipendra and Hemal sir, and also entire team of GD, and to guide me, and I really do my duty what I can, and that's all.
No, it's really amazing. Deborah, keep going. Look, that's 3 hospitals that you've managed to open in 2 weeks. It's not a small task, not easy for anybody to do. And you've done it on your back. You've got volunteers, people are helping, people are supporting you, government, MLAs, everybody's coming forward to support you. So keep going. You're doing an incredible job and saving lives. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Again, I'm just gonna do a request. Please donate. We want to open more hospitals, more units, help more people. I think the link is on your chat. So guys, I would really, really request and hope that you guys donate from your heart and donate generously. Can I now have Sahil? Again, I think he just braved the cyclone, Sahil, yesterday. So I think day before yesterday. So we want to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, Sonal. So when you hear about all these people working, Sakshi, Amman team, they're working rigorously on the ground, like taking calls every day. And then when the cyclone comes in, we still are doing the COVID care work in Vadodara and different parts of the country. But when the cyclone hit Gujarat and other places, I could see that near my place itself, the trees were falling. They were my helpers, the people that work at my place. They had less ration supply at that point of time. So there's a local NGO called House of Humanity. That's Friends NGO. They were having these food packets ready. We had our food packets ready, and we had this Uber support already. So I just contacted Stani. I remember calling Stani because we were all about to send out the drivers back home because it was around 7 in the evening, and we got a call that there are some deliveries to be made, and then we also had these 200 food packets to be delivered. So we thought that let's give it a try. Let's ask the driver if he is willing to go. We'll go out in one or the other way, or if not, we'll take our 2-wheelers, scooters, and go. But the driver has also did also hear about Go Dharmic and our work, and was very happy to be part of donation. So he readily came off his duty to work, pick us up. We picked the food, delivered to almost 200 people in the cyclone, and it was very heartwarming to see when we look at the pictures and the imagery that goes on YouTube and other places. We see people talking about people not having food, sleeping without food. But that day, like 2 days back when we went, I still remember how it was. It was all dark, people just taking their blankets on and sleeping right away. And the moment they saw us with the crates of food packets, they ran towards us. And those 200 meals were gone within minutes. And we thought that we should have at least 100 more, 200 more. And like Hemal says, no matter how much we do, it would never be enough. So yeah.
No, so Sahil, you know, you being like, when I saw that video of you in the cyclone, like, you know, serving out there, I just felt that, you know, that's incredibly brave. And, you know, just to go out like that is the idea, you know, in Buddhism, there's that idea of bodhisattva, that a person will do anything to help others. And, you know, that is what you guys were doing with House of Humanity together. And I felt that was incredible, man. Like, yeah. My mom actually texted me and said, can you please get that guy taken care of? Like, you know, make sure he's okay, or, you know, checking on you to see if he's okay. She privately texted me when she saw that. And I really felt that, you know, it's a real ideal way to think, to say, if I can help people, you know, even risking myself, then, you know, we should try and do that. So thank you so much, man. That was incredible, and keep going.
Thank you, Hemal. Thank you, team, who has been working so hard.
Thanks, Sahil. Also, I would like to take this moment to thank Kapil Sharma. I know few of you have asked this question. Where is he? Why isn't he here? He's been supporting GD since I think the first wave of COVID, and he has been sending messages. He has supported us throughout and will continue supporting. He could not join today only because of some technical issues, as he's not in Mumbai and he's in the farmhouse where network is an issue. But we hope we can do another one with where he's present. But assured that he is supporting GD, and he will continue supporting us. With that, I would also like to invite Sanjay and Sabi from UK. Hi, Sanjay. Nice to see you. Sabi, is she online as well?
Yeah, hang on. Hi.
Yes. Hi.
So Sabi, tell us about what happened. Like, you know, Sabi, perhaps, you know, how you connected and how.
So
it's a great story.
basically, I'm based here in the UK, and you know, we're a very, very big family, a lot of people in Delhi, and my aunt and my uncle started with COVID, and then my aunt's health really, really deteriorated quite rapidly. And obviously she needed to get into a hospital. You know, doctor came to see her and said, you need to get into a hospital. But obviously the situation in Delhi was so bad at the time that she just couldn't. There were no beds available. You know, she went from hospital to hospital. One of the hospitals she went to was 2.5 hours away. She had to travel, you know, in her condition. And then when she got there, they said the bed's gone, and she came back. And, you know, my cousins were obviously just didn't know what to do. And I thought to myself, you know, what can I do from here? And I wasn't hopeful. I didn't think I'd be able to do anything. And then a friend of mine told me about the Godharmic, you know, the work that you're doing, and said, reach out to Sanj, see what he can do. So I sent a message, didn't expect anything, to be fair. I didn't think that you know, but I cannot tell you, you know, within minutes, I had a reply from Sanj. He was like, don't worry about it. We're going to do, you know, we're going to see what we can do. Again, 5 minutes later, there was another message saying, yep, you know, we've got oxygen cylinders in Punjab. They're being transported to Gurgaon. From there, you know, we'll get it to you in Delhi. I couldn't believe it. You know, my family were just, I don't have words to say how grateful we are, because she wouldn't have survived. If that oxygen cylinder hadn't reached home, she wouldn't be here today. And I mean, so many blessings to all of you from everybody in my family, because a couple of days after we received the oxygen, she then did end up going to hospital. We found her a bed, which is ultimately where she needed to go. But those few days of having the oxygen kept her going. And, you know, without that, I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, it's so touching. And the work that you guys are doing is just wonderful. And then after that, because I was so grateful and just, so impressed with everything that's, the work you're doing, a friend of mine said to me, Sabi, we need to do something to support the charity. How can we help them from here? So we decided to, with Sanj's help, put on a little fundraiser to raise some money for Go Dharmic. Within a week, we put this thing together, and I think we did okay. We raised some money, and it's just sort of a little thank you, and a little makes us feel that we've done something sitting so far away.
No, it's I think it's amazing listening to all these people sharing all these stories, and I think personally I would like to take this opportunity to actually thank all the people on the ground, listening to these stories and seeing all the videos. They're actually risking their lives of actually contracting COVID and bringing it back to their families, to save lives. And I think one of the biggest things is we all in the GD family want to make a difference. And there is no bigger blessing than helping to save somebody's life within our small sort of capacity of what we're doing, and sort of sharing these people sharing these stories is so inspiring, because it's actually creating that ripple effect. As Sabi just said, that this was so close to home to her, because it was her mussy that was literally going to pass away, actually inspired her to create this fundraiser. And I think you guys did a fantastic job. We raised just under £10,000 within a week, towards on this particular fundraiser over here, which again went towards the whole campaign. And I think it's it's about sharing this network, and making the GD family bigger, because it's with all these volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Sabi.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite a few people who actually have been instrumental for us, for GD, especially in the second wave. I don't think I'm going to do justice introducing them. Hemal, I'm going to leave it to you. So we would have Mr. Ram Goyal, Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, and Mr. Akhil Puri.
So let's start with Rambai, please, if we can. Rambai, are you there? Can we see you?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the car.
Oh, you're always in the car.
Always traveling.
Yeah, great. So Rambai, just quickly, I'll just ask you first, just to share, like, you have this idea of always paying it forward, or giving that kindness forward, and immediately, we've been discussing it for months in different capacities and different campaigns. But immediately on this, you've been, showing great leadership with trying to personally donate, as well as actively be involved. What's your thoughts on this whole situation, the campaign, and what's been happening?
Well, I think one of the things for me is, whilst we live in the UK, I think I was born in India. Our hearts will always be there, and for our fellow citizens, our fellow brothers and sisters. So I think it's this is the worst pandemic I've known, and I think when we tell our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, hopefully, what did we do? And if we can, hand on heart, say that we did everything possible, we can hopefully do this justice in terms of what's possible. So I think it's about what can we do, and I think your team has been fabulous. They've been working around the clock. So I think whilst we've done some things, the team on the ground in India and you, Hemal, have done a phenomenal job. So it's a whole team. It's a team effort, and I'm with you. I'm in awe of all the people in terms of what you do every day. It's just amazing. And I think what I see with this is, when you get involved in organizations like this, you meet some amazing people, and you change your view of life. That restore confidence in human beings, which I think sometimes you lose. And I think you hear these stories, you always hear bad news stories everywhere, but to hear these good news stories is just amazing, and how people are looked after each other.
No, I really appreciate you saying that, because we hear so much negativity about India in the media, and the way that it's often portrayed is very downward and looking down upon them as the Indian mutant variant and this, and like looking at it like they're all just crowded together, and it's almost got a very almost racist slant to the messaging sometimes that doesn't feel nice. And there's so much hope and positive stories where people have gone over and above anything what people would normally do to help others. And the way that you've been donating to GD and your family, and as well as actively involved in trying to structure the organization, I really appreciate that. So thank you, and keep us going. You're giving us strength to do more, so really appreciate that, Rambai.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sandeep Bhai, before I come to you, I'm going to save you last but not least. So you have to hold on, because you're going to be the last person. Akhil Bhai, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm there.
Hi. We've just been speaking in this last week or two. You've been doing a fundraiser in the US to try and mobilize efforts in second-tier cities and other places. Please do share a little bit about what you've been up to. And
so we are a little late to everything. We realized that I'm in India and my brother's in US, so we are a two-member team. We tried doing a little bit from our end as much as we could, but the idea sort of came up. I am in India, and we are pretty much holed up in the bunker, and everything from our life standpoint just continues the way it was. If you don't step out of your home, you feel that there's nothing wrong and everything is fine, and you continue doing what you're doing. But the reality of life is there's a lot that's happening outside, and that's what triggered us when we probably got the news of few dear ones who probably couldn't survive COVID. And it just struck that conversation between me and my brother in Nikhil in the US. And we said we need to do something, and let's try doing it. We might not succeed at everything, but let's try at least getting some support and help to the people who actually need it. And that's where the whole conversation started. And it's been just about 2 weeks that we started this. And we've been able to raise about 40,000 USD. And in fact, yesterday, we were able to sort of mobilize about 30 concentrators to 4 different locations in smaller towns. And we are looking at about 20 more in the coming week, which might go to 7 villages in Uttarakhand, and we are trying to mobilize that as soon as we can. So like I said, we've not done much, but a little bit that we could do, and we are inspired by talking to all you people and even the stories that I've heard today. It's phenomenal, the kind of effort that everyone is putting in, and that's the hope that everyone wants to sort of listen to and I think we've had conversation with Hemal very recently, about a week, but I think there is a lot that can be done, and we are absolutely sure that GD is doing a great work, and with Hemal and team and listening to everyone, it just brings that confidence that there's so much that everyone is doing left aside in a situation that we are all in. So thank you so much. That's the limited that we could do. We are trying to do our bit, and hopefully we might be able to do much more in times to come.
Thank you, Akhil. Really appreciate your kind words and your efforts as well. Like, it's just that the feeling to want to do something to help another person or to help some people. It's nothing about large organizations or small organizations. It's just even that one effort. So I'm really looking forward to in those second-tier cities us setting up something together and working together.
Because that's where the problem is going to shift, and it's already shifted, because the infrastructure does not exist in those towns. Right? It's large towns have some sort of healthcare available, but smaller towns are struggling, and there is a lot of our population that resides in those towns, and there is where we can help and create an impact much more. than what everybody else is focusing on large towns, even the governments for that matter.
Amazing. No, let's do it together. I'm sure we're going to speak over this next couple of days
Absolutely.
about how we can implement it.
No, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to even discuss about this. I think we're really small compared to everyone else that I've heard today. But thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Akhil. And last but not least, I think that's the most amount of people I've spoken to in an hour on a call. So really incredible. I want to say Sandip Tyagi is heads up a large financial firm, ST Advisors, and one thing is to just donate personally and from the company as well as individually and supporting just with funds. But as well as treasure, it's that talent and that time to kind of mobilize skill set to make a difference is so crucial. And I think if I was to say one person, Sandeep, by that, I've really enjoyed, doing this work with, it's been you. So, what is your experience of this last couple of weeks, and how can we thank you? Because there is no real way to thank you. But I just want to hear from you, please.
Oh, no, it's the exact opposite. I need to thank you. You guys are doing fantastic work. Everybody I've heard and their inspirational stories, that's what I think this call should be about, is to thank them and to encourage everyone as to do whatever they can, which is exactly what I'm doing. All I'm able to do is, as you mentioned, what I'm good at, whether it is trying to help connect with resources who can help, and that's all I've been doing. But the hard work of actually going out there, connecting with people, being available 24 hours is the real seva that each one of you is doing. And I'm so thankful that I've gotten involved with you guys, because it's hard to I guess, there is a lot of what I would call nameless giving. You could just write a check, and that's not really as gratifying as to see the personal impact that you are all making. So thank you from my side.
Thank you, Sandeep. No, we can't really thank you enough, to be honest. And like I mentioned earlier when we spoke, I'm going to be bugging you a lot for many years to come. So I really appreciate all of your help in this way. And everybody, yeah.
Wanted to add, Hemal, was just like what Nikhil and his brother Akhil are doing. If there are other people within your who are here, who are listening, who are donors, who want to support initiatives, I try to work with, start small in areas I know, like Gurgaon, and now we are trying to expand to the other cities near Delhi. If any of you have any projects or hospitals or places you'd like to support, we'd love to help and provide support through Go Dharmic. So whatever you want to get done, I think we would be happy to put a multiplier on it with you. I just wanted to kind of make that offer to all your donors and supporters out there.
Absolutely. And it's been a great way to kind of partner with people, different organizations, different groups, so that we can do it together. I think that's a great thing which I see happens during these pandemic moments, that organizations quickly break down their borders and work together quickly as well. Like this, unfortunately, we can't thank all of the organizations that have been working with us, whether it's like, Seva International in the UK that's helped us to coordinate shipping. I know Sanjay has been helping us to coordinate that, and Shishakunj, who's been collecting so many items that can be sent out, or Luton Mandir, that, their Akshaya Tritiya festival, they donate the funds towards the India appeal. So many different organizers, BAPS giving us storage and so on. And on the ground, we've been able to, through, what you've set up, Sandeep, by the Uber relationship, that, is 400 plus trips have happened, of each one important to somebody's life, that's helped just in this short time period. So we can't say thank you. It's impossible to every single person or group. There's more than 1,000 people that have donated. There's more than 1,000 volunteers that have played a role. but just thank you to everyone, for doing whatever you can to make a difference, and let's just keep going, keep trying, and thank you for Sonal for holding this together and being online later, India, and you can probably wind things up now because we've gone over time as usual, but I think that's okay in this instance.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to no, thank you everyone. I think very humbling, or as always. I thought, Hemal, we can thank everyone who's donated. We've raised 20,300 pounds so far. So we still have time, guys. The links are there. It's available on our social media, on our website. Please be a part, please donate. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. I think on that positive note, we can say goodbye and good night to everyone. So thank you once again. Thank you, everybody.